It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got Breece Hall. He was steady for them on the ground a week ago, reaching the century mark and adding a score. It's the Barons and the Dolphins. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Brooklyn Barons. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And CD, you look at our featured team here, and this is going to be a heck of a chess match. This offense against a defense that will take no prisoners out there.
It's going to be a big-time battle, and I think that both of these teams have that mindset of, we're going to do what we do and make the other guys react to us. And we've definitely got a couple of headstrong coordinators who won't back down from a challenge. So this will be a battle of wits as much as it'll be a battle of brawn.
Two weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, at Zach Wilson.
And I saw that he had an interesting quote in the research packet that we had after last week's game. It's all on me now. I've got to lead my team and find a way for us to win a game. 0-2, but they're at home. I guess he's going to try and find a way to get the home crowd involved early.
Now Hall to start the drive. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. On second down, here's Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now Wilson. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On is the punter man as he boots this one away. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
There's a lot of good to watch in the game last week, wasn't there? I mean, he did throw 2 touchdown passes. That was impressive. And he's so close, isn't he? The 3 interceptions killed him and his team. That was costly. But if he just cleans that up a little bit, there's a reason for optimism with this team and this passer.
Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at the 34. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10. Now Tua. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
2nd down at 4. Handoff up the middle, Hunt. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Hunt will try going up the middle. They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on 3rd down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And going deep for Hill. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with the referee. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Wilson's throw going to be caught by Davis. Brings it just past the 15, able to avoid the initial contact, but not much more there on the play. Wilson. And that will be incomplete. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. 2 and now on 1st down. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a 1st down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. They'll try to run for the 1st down with Hunt. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Give them the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Tua. And Hill with it over the middle. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think a guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this is picked up by the defense. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. But now he appears to be in some pain. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. They'll start on the ground. Hall. These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 100 yards on the nose, and a score.
You see those numbers, and you can tell it's a special week for him on the ground. They certainly made him a clear focal point in their game plan, and he proved he can help carry his offense.
Hall again on second down. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run with Hall. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Yes, it's the first half, but we'll see if that stuff there on 3rd and 1 comes back to haunt him.
I hope you don't mind, but it's not going to stop me from putting a check mark next to this play. Let's look back as this game progresses and see if this is one of the key plays in the game, even though it occurred early.
Here's Braden Mann now as he's on to kick it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Now Hill to return it. Now a hit and a loose football. And maybe getting a little too cute there on the punt return. Sometimes they forget paramount holding on to that football.
I really do believe most of the return guys think to themselves, when I get the ball, I'm going to make the play that's going to change the game. I'm going to break it. And you love that they have that attitude, but your point is so well taken. What do you have to do? First and foremost,
hold on to it.
Take care of the football. That's all you need.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. We'll get this up to about the 44. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Open man is Waddle, complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, Burrow?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, then he curls back inside for the completion.
They'll run on first down. Edmonds. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop. Second down and another run with Edmonds. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. Off of play action. Tagovailoa under pressure, and down he goes. Quincy Williams worked his way back for that sack. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though. And they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
And the next-gen stats going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. And, partner, I know so far, and we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
Well, I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. There's Wilson to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready. The 20. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. Always fun to watch a big boy pick it up and go. He may need a little oxygen on it. He may need a lot of oxygen on the sideline.
Not only that, how about you and me trying to balance ourselves up here because you can feel the shaking all the way up to the booth. That big guy trying to get it to the house.
And out come the Dolphins now. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, here's Tua. He'll go out to the flat for Edmonds. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Tua on the screen. This is Edmonds. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3. Out of the gun on 3rd down. Here's Tua. Dancing to his left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. And his kick is good. And the Dolphins will jump out to a 3-0 lead. So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a 1st-and-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Open man is Uzama. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
A good gain on 1st has them set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Here's Wilson. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. From the 39, Wilson.
He dumps this one off here to Hall.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
I believe I could see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room. Too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're often taught, 11 on the field, those sidelines can become the 12th defender. It worked to the defense's advantage on that play.
On 3rd down, Wilson. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Emmanuel Ogbah that time, able to drop him for a loss. Now, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense.
They were losers a week ago to the Texans, but they're on top right now as they start this drive out 1st and 10. It'll be Edmonds to begin the drive. Able to elude one tackler, but only gets this back to the line of scrimmage. Tagovailoa on the throw on 2nd down here. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Here's Tua. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Looking to pass. Tua. That's complete to Edmonds, his running back. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
The whole idea of the screen pass is to fool the defense in a big way and create a big play.
They weren't fooled.
Not 1 second, not 1 bit. How about them figuring it out, diagnosing it, and spilling it for lost yardage?
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. He'll boot it away from about his 35.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Throwing is Wilson. They'll set up the screen for Hall. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Now Wilson. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Emmanuel Ogbah. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Out now is the punter, Braden Mann.
And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10
at their own 37. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down.
It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson.
And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Now a run straight ahead with Edmonds.
And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
On 2nd and 9. Tua, quick slant, Tyreek Hill with it. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. Pressure comes, and down he goes.
C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt.
Even keeping the back in for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a 1st down. Roughing, it is a 1st.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Now Tua. Buying time to his left. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Edmonds running out of the shotgun.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st.
throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On now the Miami field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick here is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So another good job defensively because they've allowed 3 trips into the red zone, but only the 2 field goals.
Yeah, that's the bend but don't break, isn't it? And they really didn't get broken at all because if you're running off the field having allowed 2 field goals and 3 trips in the red zone, you've actually come out ahead.
Yeah, flip it over to the other side. The offense, they'll hope to cash in for 6 next trip.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense.
They are still in search of their first points of the ball game, but only down 6-0 as they begin with a first down. To throw is Wilson. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw complete there to Moore.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
On the jet sweep, here comes Moore. Channing Tindall is there for the tackle. On second down, a run with Hall. And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Wilson now to throw on third down. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 37. 12 yards on third down as the drive rolls on.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll be brought down at the 27. On second and very short. Wilson. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on second down. Wilson completes it to Davis.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
To throw again is Wilson.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Here's Wilson to throw. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Third and 2, now Wilson. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. We'll stay in the NFC North as we head over to Minneapolis to check on the Vikings at home in US Bank Stadium. And you can see they trail the visiting Cowboys. The Cowboys looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Jamar Chase, a touchdown reception. With that, let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Miami. And even though they've got the lead, they're likely going over ways they can improve the running game, as they didn't find a whole lot of success in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, on the other side, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage, and when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Open man is Waddle, complete. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line.
Roughing the passer, defense.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Here's Tua. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
On second down, this is Edmonds. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
on first down, Tagovailoa. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Roughing the passer, defense.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now a give to Edmonds. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Again, they run with Edmonds. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Looking to pass. Tua. Got a man. It's Waddle, complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Tua going to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. On the handoff, it's Edmonds. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Edmonds. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On now the Miami field goal unit. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And this one is right through. And the Dolphins are going to be forced to settle for 3. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points from the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone. Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Able to slither by, and he's across midfield and into Miami territory. 42 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Play action. Now Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Wilson. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 25-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. Under pressure, and he'll go down.
sacked back at the 31. Buried behind the line by Christian Wilkins. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson.
He's got the connection to Moore. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
On 3rd down, Wilson.
And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points. But he could not get that to stick. And that is a golden opportunity wasted there.
A 40-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. And they are on the board. It's now 9-3.
So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get them back within 1 score.
It certainly does because now they stay within shouting distance. So that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. In trouble, and he's taken down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he's going to go down again.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Open man here is Conklin.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
But whenever you call and run the hitch route, a lot of times that ball's got to be in the air before the receiver even turns around. That's the result of throwing it so many times in practice. It's really a timing route. Make sure that ball's out of your hands, and oftentimes the receiver turns around, and there's the ball. Nice completion there.
Straight ahead is Hall.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Throwing is Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Now it's Wilson. And it's caught. Touchdown. Garrett Wilson, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Barons are an extra point away now from moving out in front.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Tua now on first down. And they'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Edmonds. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Tua. And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the 4th quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Handoff, running left. Here's Hall. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense, because to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilson. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Here's Wilson. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Roughing the passer, defense.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Now Wilson. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. A 3rd quarter now, to 1-point game as they line up 2nd and 10. Paul want to give up the middle. And he'll get this one down to about the 27.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson.
That pass complete to Moore. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Oh, it's a jet sweep. Here's Davis. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. To throw is Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So on now comes the kicker. It's Jason Myers. This to get the lead up to 4. Myers' kick is good, and the lead grows to 4. It's 13-9. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, it's a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
On a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. And that last turnover could have proven more costly, but their defense only gave up 3. But now answering with a field goal doesn't do them much on this drive. They need to try and find the end zone. To end the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Tua sets up to pass it. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
John Franklin Myers, the one in there to drop him. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And to the left side here, Wilson. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Now Hall to start the drive.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. From the 30 on 2nd down, Wilson. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves it with 2 to go on second down.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it. Here's a give to Hall. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. On third down, here's Hall. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through. If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles? You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well. Here's Hall again. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Open man is Uzama. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Well, clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely. Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Wilson. And that is caught. It's Davis. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. These guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter. So here's a first and 10 now, down inside the 20. Back to the ground with Hall. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game. Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Now it's Wilson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're going to get him down shy of the first at about the 13-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it fourth down. Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This will get the lead up to 7. And the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold.
He's brought down back at the 16-yard line.
The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. Was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football. Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. 2 and now on first down. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Tua going to throw. And now another one thrown incomplete. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Ball again on second down. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, Wilson. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating defensively. You're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Now Wilson on first down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Emmanuel Ogbah able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Here's Wilson to throw. Steps away to his left. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And they'll send out their punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. Dolphins offense returning to the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll connect on the out route with Ingram. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
I'm not sure I'm absolutely crazy about that play call there. I mean, it's only a one-score game, so is it really time to go bombs away and try and make a big play? I think you can take some underneath stuff and still move it downfield.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 44. After the interception, here's Wilson. This pass out wide to Hall. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Wilson now off the bootleg. This pass complete. He finds Jeremy Ruckert. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people call it gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They'll run with Hall. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Hall again, looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Here's Wilson. This one caught by Davis. But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from the first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Charles, we were treated to an excellent game today, capped off by that second half comeback. This was a joy to watch.
Entertaining for us, not so much to the team who had at halftime and now is leaving here, knowing that they let a win slip through their fingers. Tough one for them to carry home.
So for the home team here, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll get another home date next week as the Patriots will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll be on the road next week as they travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.